Hello everyone, good morning to all. Welcome to the new session of our e-learning class. I am Ranjan Mishra, lecturer of UN Autonomous College of Science and Technology. Today I am going to discuss on a subject regarding human resource management. So on today's discussion I will discuss in front of you relating to 360-degree appraisal and a management by objectives, which is one of the method of performance appraisal. So listen carefully, watch my video. If you have any doubt, then you can give your comment in the comment section. So first we are going to discuss what is management by objectives. Management by objectives or MBO. It can be defined as a process whereby the employees and the superiors come together to identify common goals. The employees set their goals to be achieved, the standards to be taken as the criteria for measurement of their performance, and a contribution and a deciding the course of action to be followed. So management by objectives, that means every organization they have to set their objectives, and how that objectives can be achieved through management within the organization, that is called as management by objectives. That means the employees and superiors they come together to identify the common goals of the organization, and after that the employees they must have to set their goals which is to be achieved. For that, what are the standards to be taken for the criteria of a measurement, and also the performance and contribution which decides the course of action to be taken in the organization or the course of action to be followed in the organization for achievement of a common goal or objectives. So what the goal or objectives that is set by the organization, how that can be achieved through proper management between a better coordination or cooperation of employees and their superiors that come together to set the goal and achieve that. So MBO, it is a process of agreeing upon the objectives within an organization. That means all the employees of the organization they agree upon certain objectives, so that management and employee agree to that particular objectives and understand what they are in the organization. After setting the objectives, all the employees in the organization, the superior as well as other employees, they have to set a common goal, and they also agree with the objectives, and they must have to properly understand what the objectives that are set in the organization. So the term management by objectives that was first popularized by Peter Drucker in the year 1954 in his book. The book name is The Practice of Management. So Peter Drucker has clearly defined the MBO in his book The Practice of Management. So what is the basic objectives behind management by objectives or the principle behind MBO? The main principle behind MBO is to make sure that everybody within the organization has a clear understanding of the aims or the objectives of that organization, as well as awareness of their own role and responsibility in achieving those aims. That means those involved with the organization or all the employees in the organization, they must have to be sure that having a clear understanding of their aim or the goal or the objectives, and they must have all aware about their own goal and responsibility or own role and responsibility towards achieving the organizational goal or objectives. And if everybody is aware about their individual role and responsibility towards achieving the organization goal and objectives, that is called as a management by objectives. So the complete MBO system is to get manager and empower the employees acting to implement and achieve their plans. So it must aware that the managers and other employees they must have empowered and they must act to implement and achieve their plans, and that automatically achieve the objectives of the organization what is set by the employees or the superiors as well as employees collaboratively, that easily achieved. So there are certain objectives and principles. So what is that objectives and principles? The first principle is cascading of organizational vision, goal and objectives. That means in order to achieve the organization goal or objectives, everybody they must have to be find out or they must have to set the organizational vision. That means what the organization is want to be after certain year. Then they must have a clear goal, what is to be achieved for organizational growth and development, and what the objectives that must have been set so that the organization can grow properly or its effective and efficiency can be also achieved. The second principle is specific objective for each member. When there is proper goal, vision, mission, objectives, everything that is set in the organization, then that can be achieved only when that has been properly organized. So every member or each member of the organization having clear-cut objectives or the specific objectives to fulfill or to reach into the proper point, which is the organization vision, goal or objectives. Then the third one is participative decision making. Without participation, without clear decision, nothing can be achieved. So the employees, they must have to think that they must have to be involved with that. We have to participate with the proper work, and we have to fulfill our clear assignment or the responsibility. So when there is participative decision making, in that case the objectives or the goal what is set by the organization that must have been achieved. So participative decision making must be there. At every case decision must be taken into consideration to find out the alternate solution. Then explicit time period. So the goal or objectives which can be set by the organization that must have to be fulfilled within a certain time period. So the time must have been defined, and everybody also aware about that time period, and they must think that we have to reach that particular point within that specified time period or within that predefined time period. So there must be explicitity or clear-cut time limit. Then the next one is performance evaluation and feedback. So this is necessary. If the evaluation is not there, appraisal is not there, and the feedback, positive and negative aspect is not taken into consideration, that is not evaluated, then the merit or demerit cannot be find out. And when if any demerit is there, that is in their place, and if the feedback system is not implemented, then we cannot say that we must reach at a particular point. So at every moment or after certain period or periodically, performance evaluation must be made, and the feedback system must be collected for each and every employee. So what are the basic strategy made for MBO? There are three basic parts of the strategy. The first one is all individual within an organization assigned with a specific set of objectives. So there must be clear, defined or specified objectives that must have been assigned, so that they try to reach during a normal operating period. If everybody with a clear-cut designed objectives or specific objectives, then they always try to reach within a specified time period or during the operating period they want to achieve by contributing their up to best level. So these objectives are mutually set and agreed upon by individuals and their manager. So what the objectives the employee wants to achieve, that must have been set or there must be agreed upon with individual and their manager. That these objectives must have been to achieved, and when mutually that will be set, ultimately they wants to achieve within a normal operating period. The second strategy, performance review are conducted. So when objectives are set, after that what the employees are doing, in that case reviews can be taken, and that review is called as a performance review. That means how far that is improving or not, in which direction that is going on the operating activities, whether it will fulfill the objectives or not fulfilling that objectives, it will in another direction, that should be conducted, or the reviews can be made periodically to determine how close individuals are to attaining their objectives. So when performance reviews are conducted, then ultimately it can be find out that whether the individuals are attaining the objectives, whether that are in proper direction or not. Then the third strategy, rewards are given to the individual on the basis of how close they come to reaching their goals. So when performance reviews are conducted periodically and employees evaluation can be made, ultimately those are contributing higher, their result will be better, and in that case organization will give rewards. So rewards are given to the individual, and that will be given on the basis of how close they are reaching the goals, whether they are up to the points or not, or below or whatever may be, based upon the performance, based upon the objectives achievement, the rewards will be provided, so that they will be motivated more and they will be contributed more. So this is the process of a management by objectives. The first one is defining organizational goal. So first, organization has to set the goal, define the goal, what is to be achieved. Without setting the goal, organization cannot do anything, or nothing can be done properly. Then defining employees' objectives. Based upon the organizational goal, what the employees is going to achieve, that must have been defined. Then the third one is continuous monitoring of employees' performance and progress. After setting the individual employees' objectives, that has been monitored, that has been reviewed, that has been performance evaluation made, so that everything can be made by the superior or by the manager. So when continuous monitoring of employees' performance and progress is made, ultimately evaluation of our achievement of individual objectives can be achieved. Then the next one is performance evaluation or review. After monitoring, or there will be a continuous flow or continuous monitoring of employees' performance, then the performance must be evaluated, as well as the reviews can be made based upon the evaluation. Then the next one is providing feedback. After evaluation and review, the feedback must be collected, whether that is up to direction or not, or below the direction. So if that will be made based upon the feedback, the appraisal system can be made or the rewards can be given. After providing feedback, the last part, that is called as a performance appraisal. So based upon the feedback, positive or negative aspect, the appraisal can be made, rewards are given to the employees. Those are having higher performance, they will get higher reward. Those are having below performance, they will get that type of reward, and those are having not that performance, they will not get any reward. So it will be made in a systematic process. As we know, management by objectives is a continuous process, one after another, that will be followed. So organization must have to follow that, implement that system or process, so that the objectives which is set, that can be achieved through proper management. Now we are going to discuss what is the merit point of a MBO. The first one is involving employees in the whole process of goal setting. So when employees are involved with the total process of achievement of a goal, then in that case employees empowerment increased, and the job satisfaction commitment also made properly. They will be satisfied with their job, and there will be a better commitment, and everybody must be involved with the achievement of the target of the organization. Then the next benefit, frequent review and interaction between superior and subordinate is made. So when there will be a management by objectives or the process made through MBO, in that case continuous evaluation or review as well as interaction that has been made between the superior and subordinates involved in the organization, and that frequent review and interaction helps them to maintain a harmonious relationship within the enterprise, and as well as that solve many problems they faced during the period. So when there is review and interaction made between the superior and the subordinates, in that case that will help them to solve many problems arising during the course of operation, and whatever problems that are faced during the time of operation, that will be removed as soon as possible through frequent review and interaction, and there will be a harmonious relationship made between the employees. The third merit point, MBO program continually emphasizes what should be done in an organization to achieve organizational goal. So when MBO is made in the organization, that emphasizes to the employees that what should be done in the organization to achieve the goal or objectives, and accordingly the employees are aware that this is the goal or objectives of the organization or vision of the organization, and we have having that specific goal, accordingly we have to perform within the organization, then the organizational goal or objectives can be achieved in a better way. Then the next merit point, MBO processes secures employees' commitment to attaining organizational goals. So when there is better job satisfaction, empowerment, commitment, that everything increases, in that case employees must be committed to attain the organizational goal, because they will get better satisfied. There will be a harmonious relationship, all are involved with each other, everything or problems which can be arise during the course of operation that can be removed. So the employees, they are committed, they are dedicated to work more, to earn more, so that organizational goal or objectives without any problem can be achieved in a better way. Apart from the certain merit point, there are certain demerits. The first demerit, the development of objectives can be time consuming, leaving both manager and employees less time in which to do their actual work. So when this type of a process is implemented in the organization, one after another everything will be followed or reviewed. In that case, that will be take more time. So which is one of the most time factor problem, that is called as a time consuming. And in that case, both manager and employees, they are having less time to do all type of a clerical work or to do their actual work. Second demerit, it presupposes fixing of individual goals and responsibility. So we have already discussed that based upon the organizational goal or objectives, individual goals or objectives must be predetermined. So when there is fixing of individual goals and responsibility, in that case all work in an organization is a group effort, where activities are so closely related that no single individual can be blamed or rewarded for any end result. So when activities are closely interrelated with each other, in that case nobody can be blamed to other or nobody can be rewarded for any type of end result. Everything based upon the total contribution. So that may be possible, may not be possible. In certain cases that may not be possible. The third demerit, it is difficult to make comparative rating of the individual because each individual goals are different from those of the others. So in that case, ranking system is not made properly, or the comparative rating is very difficult to make in MBO because each individual's goals are different from the others. Everybody having predefined clear-cut goal or objectives which is differ from their other employees. So in that case, there will not be a proper system of ranking between the individuals. The next demerit, it is difficult to appraise and identify the potential. So potentiality cannot be identified or cannot be appraised. MBO only deals with the performance on the present job. So when MBO system is implemented, in that case performance can be made based upon the present job situation, ignoring everything. So that's why it is one of the demerit. So these are the some of the basic concept relating to performance appraisal, the concept of a management by objectives, what are the principles laid down for MBO, what are the merits and the demerits of a management by objectives. Then another method of a performance appraisal, that is called as a 360-degree appraisal. What is that? An appraisal made by top management, immediate superior, peer, subordinate, self and a customer is called as a 360-degree appraisal. As the name suggests, 360-degree, that implies the total circle measurement. That means in an organization, when organization is taken as a circle, everybody involved with that circle is comprised of a 360-degree. That means the management, they are involved with this, the immediate superior of the employee, they are also involved, the peers, the subordinates, self-employee also involved, as well as other customers also involved within that circle. So when everybody involved with that, the total circle comprised of a 360-degree. So we say that when appraisal can be made, all peoples or the employees involved in the organization, that is called as a 360-degree appraisal. So this method is very reliable because evaluation is done by many different parties. So here our 360-degree appraisal system takes into consideration the evaluation or performance measurement based upon the different parties' opinion or ranks. So based upon that party's opinion or the result, appraisal can be made. That's why this method is very reliable system. This method is mostly used to evaluate the performance of the employees. So all organizations, they are implementing in present scenario the 360-degree appraisal system. However, it is also used to evaluate other qualities. Apart from the performance evaluation, other qualities also evaluated or assessed by the employees, such as talent, behavior, values, ethical standards, code of conduct, tempers, loyalty, everything that can be assessed through 360-degree appraisal system by all the employees involved in the organization. So there are different components, integral components of a 360-degree appraisal. Basically, 360-degree appraisal system having 4 integral components. The first one is self-appraisal. It gives a chance to the employee to look at his or her strength and weakness. So self-appraisal means employee can evaluate his or her strength as well as weakness. So when a chance is given to the employee to look at his or her strength and weakness, in that case that is called as a self-appraisal. And his achievement and judge his own performance. The employee evaluate his achievement, judge his own performance. Then another one is superior appraisal. That means appraisal can be made by the superior. Here employee's actual performance and responsibilities is rated by the superior. So that means who is senior to the concerned employee, they are called as the superior. The superior, they can assess or evaluate the performance as well as the responsibility and accordingly rated by the superior to the employee. So that is called as a superior appraisal, which is another integral component or a appraisal system. Then the third one is subordinate appraisal. Appraisal can also be made lower down the concerned employee. So it gives a chance to judge the employee on the parameters like communication, motivating abilities, superior ability to delegate the work, leadership qualities, etc. So when subordinate appraisal can be made, in that case the subordinate giving a chance to judge the employee on certain parameters. That means how far the communication system is made between the employee and that concerned person, and how far the motivating skill or ability that is implemented, the superior ability to delegate the works to others, whether there is leadership qualities there or not, everything that can be judged through subordinate appraisal. Then the next appraisal, which is made by the peers or the colleagues. It is also known as internal customer. That means within the circle, the employees' friends or the peers or the colleagues, they can assess or appraise. The correct feedback is given by peers can help to find employees' ability. So in this case, the peer members or the colleagues, they are given the chance to provide the feedback or to help him to find the employee's ability to work in a team. How the employee work in the team, that can be evaluated or assessed by the peer members. Cooperation, whether it is made properly or not, that can also be done. And the sensitivity towards others is there or not by the employee, that also be judged by the peer members or the colleagues. The self-assessment is an indispensable part of a 360-degree appraisal, and therefore 360-degree appraisal having high employee involvement or empowerment, and that also have the strongest impact on behavior and performance, as there are 4 integral components of a appraisal system made by the person concerned, by the superior, by the subordinates, by the peer. In that case, this is the most important or indispensable part which is made for a high employee involvement, as well as it is also having the strongest impact on the behavior as well as performance. So it provides a 360-degree review on the employee's performance. It is made overall throughout the circle. That's why it is called as a 360-degree appraisal. There are certain merit points as well as demerits. The first merit point, greater self-awareness of the top management. So when rating is made by the top management or the superiors, in that case there is a higher self-awareness made to the employees, and in that case the employee will be aware more and accordingly do more to earn more. And empowerment is also facilitated. So when rating is made by the person concerned himself, in that case they wants to rate his performance or her performance, and accordingly the empowerment facility is also given to that person. Then inflexible managers are forced to initiate self-change. When the peer members or the colleagues, they are assess the employees, in that case there is inflexibility, and that forced the employees to initiate self-change. employee will change through his or her behavior, attitude, leadership, everything. But apart from certain merit point, there are certain demerits. So what are that demerits that we will discuss? The first one is time and cost consuming. So it will take more time and cost involvement is there, because everything or everybody is involved to rate the employees. And a second demerit point, that is complex. It is very complex method. It cannot be easily find out, as all are involved with that. The assessment or a result cannot be made equally. Then in certain cases, disagreement also arises in the 360-degree appraisal system. Somebody interested, somebody not interested. The person concerned may be evaluated his performance more, others superior or subordinate, they are evaluated the performance at a less point. Then response from colleagues tends to be biased. When the colleague or peer members, they are evaluated their friends or the employees, in that case there may be certain biasedness of a calculation or a appraisal system. The dimension of a performance must be as follows. Performance dimension must be fixed in advance, both in quality as well as quantity. Then dimension must be clearly defined and easily understood by all the employees. Then it must be consistent with the image or goodwill of the company. What the goodwill or image of the organization, based upon that will be made. The quality standard must be laid down for all type of inputs. Then the workers, they must be properly trained about the performance dimension. They are trained with the dimension set in the organization. Next one is the mission statement and philosophy must include with the organization. It must be fixed in advance. That means both quality and quantity, that must be specified or fixed. This will guide the employees, because they know exactly what quality or quantity of output that has been produced individually and collectively. Second, clear and easy to understand. The shape, size, quality, weight, that must be clearly defined. It is simple and easy to understand for all the employees who will implement that, and that will be more effective only if employees understand the performance. Then it is based upon with the consistent image. Performance dimension, whether it is based upon quality or quantity, it depends upon the goodwill and image of the company. So there is one example, a mineral water company focus on the quality by highlighting seal of the cap on the bottle to remove the doubt from the customer point of view. Then the next one is quality standard for input. If performance dimension of output have to be achieved, it is necessary to fix the standard of input. And the suppliers, they must be informed about the quality standard of a raw material. Then the training performance dimension. It is necessary to train the workers about the performance dimension. Otherwise, it will not able to achieve the organizational or individual goals. Then it must be mission statement. Performance dimension must be included all type of a mission statement and a philosophy of the organization. For example, mission statement of college focus on providing good quality of education to the students. This must be shown in the policy, program, course of the college. So these are some of the dimension or performance dimension which should be taken into consideration. So this is our today's class relating to management by objectives, the relative merits and demerits, 360-degree appraisal, the assessment made by 4-dimension peer, subordinate, colleagues, and a self-assessment, as well as the merit and demerit of a 360-degree appraisal, and what is performance dimension and what are the dimension that is involved for performance dimension. So hope you students have all cleared about my today's class. If you are having any doubt, you can give your comment in the comment section. Thank you. Have a good day to all of you.